All right, it looks like it worked this time. I apologize. I was having technical difficulties and it was freezing up on me. So while we're waiting just a minute for other people to join, I am real quick going to run inside and grab some of my oils so that I have some stuff to show you, and I will be right back. If you join this, make sure that you say hi and say who you are so that my wonderful partner in this business, Hannah, she's going to keep track of the prize drawing for me, and at the end of the class she's going to announce the winner. So make sure that you comment something so that she knows that you're on here, because you're going to get another prize drawing when you comment or when you show up on here. So we just need to make sure that we know that you're there. So give me like 30 seconds to go grab some oils really quickly, and I will be right back. All right. Hey everyone, I can see some of you have joined. Just so you know, it's likely that I won't see every single comment. I've noticed lately that some of the comments are not visible to me. So Hannah is going to help me keep track of that to make sure that nobody is missed. So Hannah, do me a favor. If you're here, if you see someone ask a question that I maybe am not answering, can you please make sure that it gets answered? And if it doesn't get answered, guys, I'll go back and read all the comments just to make sure that everyone is covered. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, my name is Jennifer Davis, and I have been teaching people how to use essential oils for, gosh, it's going to be 6 years at the end of this year. So many of you that are on here I've actually taught. Many of you on here are colleagues of mine. So I'm really excited to teach this class for you. I've actually never taught a baby-focused class. But you know what? It's really interesting. I have 4 children, and my last 2 kids are my doTERRA oil babies. They were the ones that 100% doTERRA. They get oils on them every single day, and so there are things that I've learned, things that I've experimented, and so I'm really looking forward to sharing some of that with you. And it seems like there's a lot of like fear-mongering in the essential oil community on whether or not essential oils are safe for babies. And so really my goal here is this class is to help you walk away feeling a little bit more empowered to use your essential oils on your littles. Hi, Christina. Because it's really important that we start them out in this life on the right foot. And that's why we're always conscientious of what we're putting in their bodies, what we're putting on their bodies. You know, are they, breastfed? Do we feed them organic foods? That kind of stuff. So essential oils play the same role. And it's really important to know that there's so many different factors in the womb, and when you birth your babies and things like that that can actually affect a child lifelong. And I'll give you an example of that. So my 5-year-old, when I was pregnant with her, and by that time we were already very naturally minded. I was not using doTERRA essential oils yet, but I got really sick with her when I was in my first trimester. So sick that we were questioning whether or not I needed to go to the hospital because I was pregnant. And it was very clear that my body was giving everything that I had for the baby and not for myself. I was pretty much bedridden for about 3 weeks. And it was pretty bad. Well, it ended up being something where I needed several rounds of antibiotics until they finally got the right one. And yes, I was using oils, but at the time I didn't know that the different types of oils and the quality was important. And so that's why they really weren't working for me. So with that, the baby was in the early developmental stages in the womb. Hi, Beth. And did not, and me taking the antibiotic, me getting really sick and having fevers really did a number on poor Lila. And so she had some gut health issues when she was about 1 year old. And so if you want to know more about that, I definitely have some information on that. But as far as this goes, just explaining just what happened while I was pregnant with her and how that affected her. So with that said, we're going to talk about how you can start your baby off on the right foot. Now, I think Hannah has joined me now. So Hannah, could you help me keep track of the comments? If there's a question that is asked and maybe I don't answer it, maybe I'm not seeing the comment, just do me a favor and help them out with that one. Hannah's also a mommy with babies and has recently had a baby as well. So her and I actually admin a pregnancy and baby support group for essential oils. So if you are looking for a place like that, it's not a real active group, but you know, it is there. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about what oils are. So essential oils are volatile aromatic compounds. What is that? Well, it's really simple. So basically, they are little tiny molecules that smell amazing, but they can evaporate off really, really fast. That's why they're called volatile. They're a mix between lipids and alcohols. So lipid meaning it's fatty, and then alcohols meaning that it can evaporate. So there are some tips I'm going to offer you to help you maximize the effectiveness of these volatile aromatic compounds. So basically, and I wish I had a little herb, but I don't. We haven't planted those yet this year. But basically what happens is you have the plant matter, and in that plant, on that plant, in the roots and the seeds, in the flowers, the leaves, like different parts of the plant, there are essential oils. And so have you ever like rubbed an herb with your fingers? We were actually doing that the other day at Home Depot. I was walking around to like the basil and the oregano and the rosemary, and I was just rubbing all the leaves and smelling it all in, and it just smelled so amazing. That is the essential oil that you're smelling. Isn't that cool? So when you say you're gonna make some tacos and you have your cilantro and you rub it in between your hands, that's that cilantro oil that you're smelling. It's an amazing gift that we have that we can use. And so those essential oils are able to be put into these plants are able to put in these big barrels, and they pack it down and they turn on those distill equipment, and they bring that oil out of that plant. And so essential oils are highly concentrated. Let me give you an idea of just how concentrated they are. So if you have an acre of lavender, that would produce a liter of lavender oil. So this isn't really something that you can do in your backyard. It's something that is done in a farming situation. And so it's really very fascinating how they harvest a lot of these plants. So lavender is one, and also lavender is one of the oils we're going to talk about today. So how do they work? It's really easy. So I have some frankincense right here, and the way it works is when I apply that frankincense, well, we're going to do the hand. That's a lot of drops, but I'm a grown-up, so I can have lots of drops. I'm going to rub those oils in. So right now what I'm doing is I'm getting kind of a heat exchange. Those molecules are getting really excited now, And my skin is getting really excited, and so it's all over my hands, okay? Not real greasy. Essential oils are not greasy, at least the good ones aren't. And I can smell it in. And so I'm getting the benefit by doing that. And then, I haven't done this yet today, but frankincense is one of my top 5 daily essential oils, and I actually like to rub it into the back of my neck. And so as a grown-up, what that does for me is it helps with some like mental clarity, kind of clears the fog off in the morning, because I'm not a morning person. So when we're doing that, we put them on our skin. Those molecules that are really, really tiny can get into the skin. But here's where it gets really cool, and I'm going to not get too sciencey on you, but they can get into the cellular structure. How cool is that? Not very many things can get into the cellular structure because our cells are designed to protect, to keep foreign agents and foreign contaminants out. And then we've got our fat cells in our body that are designed to suck it all in and protect our body from it. So that's so awesome that essential oils can get in there, and not only can they like get into the cell, but they work within the cell and the different functionalities of the cell. So I'm going to get a little sciencey on you, but not too much because I don't know all the terminology, but if someone in here is really good at biology, this will actually make some sense. So in our body, we have all kinds of cells, different cells for different parts of your body. So we have skin cells. We have cells that line the lining of our digestive tract. We've got cells that line the insides of the lungs and the gallbladder. And so there's all kinds of cells, and they all have different purposes in the body. Well, what's really cool is that essential oil molecules are in such where they are attracted to, or maybe it's that the different cells are attracted to them, I'm not really sure which way it goes, but they are used for specific cellular areas in their different body systems differently. And so, and then also they work differently within the different parts of the cells. That's like way over my head. So, but here's the cool thing. You don't need to know all that, because when you introduce an essential oil into your body's like, oh, I know exactly how I want to use that right now, because maybe you're stressed. Maybe you're coming down with something. Maybe you have an injury. Maybe there is some, maybe you ate something that's not good for you and your body is having to work a little hard to get it digested. So that's what's so cool about essential oils. It's just like drinking water. It's not like I'm going to drink this cup of water and be like, water, I want you to do everything you can for my kidneys right now. Well, maybe I just worked out at the gym and the water's being like, nope, go into the muscles. So that's how the body works. And so essential oils are very much the same. It's just another tool that you're introducing to your body to help your body work better. Now, how does that help babies? Here's the cool thing. Babies' bodies already work really well. Unless there's extreme circumstances where something has happened to that child, or maybe they're born with something that already is setting them back in life. But a normal, healthy baby, their body is functioning very effectively, which makes essential oils really effective for infants. But there's some safety things that we want to talk about, and what's really cool is that we have some fantastic oils that are already what we like to call baby user friendly that I'm going to talk about today. So let's talk about the 3 ways that you can use essential oils. One way is aromatic, and you saw me doing that by breathing it in my hand, but we can't do that for a baby. So what we're going to do is, there's a couple of ways that I like to do aromatic oils for my babies. So I am a nursing mom, and a lot of the moms that I work with are nursing moms too. But if you're not a nursing mom, don't sweat it, because you still like to cuddle your babies like you would if you're a nursing mom. So what I like to do is I like to put the oils on my chest. And then that way when the baby is nursing or when I'm cuddling or whatever, they are getting that benefit. And then also, when you, okay, so I just want to address something. Susan, if you're trying to tag people or invite people, there should be a little thing that says share next to this, and then when you click on that, it gives you an option of where you can invite them to the event directly or to the live video directly. So I don't know if that helps. Okay, so and so that's one way I do them. So they're getting that benefit by me putting it on their skin. They're also getting the benefit when you apply the oils topically to them as well. The other way aromatically is in a diffuser. And I don't have a diffuser out here with me, but a diffuser is simply just something that you drop oils into and there's water in it. And basically the diffuser causes the water to shake really good so that those oils are coming out into the air. The benefits of aromatic use are a couple of different things. Number one, it helps with mood. It is great to be diffusing oils in the bedroom at night for sleeping. Let's say it's that time of year where everybody's getting sick. You might want to diffuse oils to keep the air clean and maybe a little less germy, and that would be a really good reason. Also, I like diffusing this time of year for things that are like floating in the air that kind of cause us to get itchy and sneezy. Babies aren't necessarily affected by that, but that's one thing that I do. Okay, so topical usage. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this because I think there's a little bit more rules to topical usage when it comes to the babies. And here's the way it breaks down to. So topical usage just basically means that you are putting the oil on your skin topically. Let's see, we're having some sharing issues. Oh, you like my nail color? We're having some sharing issues. Guys, this event is a public event, okay? So all you do is you just share it. It shouldn't be a problem unless I started this video in the wrong spot. Maybe someone can tell me if I did that, but we can't really stop it now. We are on a roll. So topical usage, we're putting the oils on the skin, topically on the body. There are 3 places we never want to put essential oils. Can you guys give it a guess? If you've been to one of my classes, this should be really easy for you because I drill this into you. Because when I'm working with parents, what I find most is most accidents occur when they use oils in one of these 3 places. But don't worry, you can fix pretty much any mistake when it comes to essential oils. There are no emergencies in essential oils, guys. I mean, my kids, I can't tell you how many times, have gotten a hold of a bottle. It's okay, because essential oils move in and out of tissue and eventually the body metabolizes it. So, okay. All right, well, I can't change anything about the timeline being public or private. It's in the event, and the event is public. So, guys, all you have to do is click invite and get your friends into the event, a baby shower. Okay, so 3 places. Eyes. We never want to put them in our eyes. Now, you can get close. I'm going to show you this on me. Let's say your kiddo has goopy eyes, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the oils for goopy eyes and I'm going to rub it on my finger, so I just have a little bit there, and I'm going to apply it. So this is for a newborn, okay? My son is 1 and I'd probably still follow the same guideline with him, but I'm going to apply it more up in the forehead. Now the forehead doesn't have as many blood vessels in here, but I still like to do it. Under here you have a few more blood vessels, but for a newborn I'm going to probably put it along the jawline and maybe in front of the ear, okay? And the oil that I'm using is already diluted with coconut oil, so that's what I would do for that. So that is topical. Don't get them in the eyes. If you do notice that you get it too close to the eyes and the baby seems like they don't like it, all you have to do is grab your coconut oil and rub it in, and that will help, okay? Babies are really obvious when you get an oil that's uncomfortable on them. Their skin gets red very quickly, so look for that. But I am teaching you to use your oils properly, so hopefully that will not happen. Okay, so another place we never want to put oils is up in the sinuses. So how many of you have used that little noses sinus rinse thing for babies? You just like stick it on their nose, plug aside, and squeeze it up. They hate it, don't they? Well, I know it seems like a really good idea to put essential oils in there, but it's not. So don't do that, okay? The only thing we ever want to put up baby noses is that specific saline stuff, okay? The other place we never want to put essential oils is dropping them in the ears. And you'd be surprised at how many people would think to do this. So what that would look like is if you laid baby down and you actually dropped an oil into their ears. We don't want to do that. It is actually very effective to apply that oil around the ear, okay? Now I might even take some of that oil and put it just right on the inside, right there, depending on, you know, what I want to do. And that is totally okay. Because remember how I said essential oils move in and out of tissue? Well, what's happening is when you get it to that spot, if there is some ear discomfort or something going on with the ear, the body's already putting forth the effort to take care of it, and the essential oil is just going to go right there for it. So really good way to use them. So those are the 3 places we never put essential oils. So one thing that I want to talk about is, do we dilute or not dilute essential oils? What does that mean? What does it mean to dilute an essential oil? Basically what that means is, let's say I have my frankincense, okay? Put a drop of frankincense in my hand, and then maybe I might do a little drop of coconut oil. That's diluting my essential oils. And then when I rub it on topically, what that's doing is it basically means that I'm slowing down the absorption rate. That allows the skin to keep up with it. Sometimes when we put oils on and we don't dilute them, the skin takes it in too fast, and that can cause an uncomfortable situation. The other thing is, if, and this applies to everybody, if you are dehydrated or something, those oils are going to pool. They're not going to have that water to move them in and out of tissue, because the cells need water to move. If you ever look under a scope and you look at cells that are dehydrated, they're kind of like stuck together and there's not a lot of movement. And so when that happens, the essential oils can be even more uncomfortable. And something like lavender could actually be burny. And so we want to make sure that we're well hydrated. Babies are usually very well hydrated, because if they're not, they're going to scream their little heads off until you hydrate them. So they're a little bit more vocal about that. So with babies, I typically do dilute. There are some oils I don't. Like, I really don't dilute frankincense. But here's the thing. I've been doing this for 10 years, so I know what my babies can handle. And I'm also aware of what to watch for if I need to be adding that coconut oil. For you guys, since you're new at this, and maybe if you're not as comfortable using essential oils on your babies, definitely dilute them. So here is what I wanted to share with you that I think is so cool. doTERRA has a line of oils, this is just a couple of them, that are already pre-diluted, ready to go, baby user friendly. And you know what? Even if my 1-year-old got a hold of one of these bottles, I would not freak out about it, because it's already diluted. Even the oregano, which is by far the most caustic oil that we have, isn't that bad when it's diluted with this. And they're not all diluted at the same ratio. It just depends on the oil. They're diluted for maximum effectiveness while still having enough of that carrier oil in it to make them a little bit more mild. So I like to use fractionated coconut oil. Fractionated coconut oil basically means the fat has been removed, so the molecules are not as active. And what makes that so cool is when I mix these two together, this is not going to interfere with this. When we add this to another thing like olive oil or jojoba or almond, those molecules are happy and they're active, and they start to interfere with the essential oil, which means that the essential oil has already kind of partied itself out, and so it's not going to do the same thing for you. It's still gonna work, but if you're gonna use that kind of carrier oil, make sure that you mix it up as you're using it, okay? I'm not gonna use almond or sesame or olive oil in a roller bottle and then have it for later. It's just not gonna be the same thing for you, okay? But fractionated coconut oil will. Totally good for that. And what's really cool is, since fractionated coconut oil has teeny tiny biofuels, just like the essential oils, it actually does a really great job at getting into the body as versus sitting on the skin, okay? So fractionated coconut oil alone is super beneficial to the body, even though it has no essential oil in it. So I really love this little squirt bottle that we recently started carrying that we can add to our coconut oil. It makes it super user-friendly. Okay, so let's talk about my top 5 essential oils that I use on everybody in my family. I have a couple of things that I change, actually just one thing that I changed. So what that is one of my top 5 for grown-ups is peppermint. Peppermint's not one of my top 5 or one of my top 10 for infants. Digest Zen is though. So I'm going to talk about that one here in a second. So number 1 in my top 5 is a citrus oil. And you don't have to dilute them, but you can if you want. Remember though, some citrus oils are phototoxic, or photosensitive, which basically means that if you go put your baby in the sun, like let's say your kiddo has like a little touch of jaundice and you go and lay them in the sun to kind of give them that vitamin D that they need, you're not going to want to put your citrus oils on before that. Your baby's going to get a little sunburn, and they don't need one of those. So your citrus oils are really good for boosting the immune system. There's something called glutathione. Google it, see if you can spell that one. And you can look and see the purpose of glutathione, but it's really, really helpful for so many different things in the body. And so citrus oils help assist the cells in producing that specific thing. So that's one's really helpful. Citrus oils also can help break up some of that mucousy, gunky stuff. So if your kiddo has like congestion or any kind of like, I don't know what you want to call it, just gunk in the chest or maybe in the nose, like you can put that citrus oil there. I really like orange. That's probably my favorite one. I feel like orange is the most mild of all of them. And so what I do every day is I put orange oil down my baby's spine. I just have him lean over, I drop it on the neck and let it drip down, and I just kind of rub it in, and I use orange oil for that, okay? So that's one thing that I do every day. Just as a side note though, if baby has a little bit of a stuffy nose, because they have little tiny nose holes, so it's really easy to happen, you can put a little bit of frankincense right there, not very much, just a little bit of frankincense right there when they're sleeping, so that they don't rub it around, and that is a really great way to kind of clear up a little bit of that breathing for them. Okay, so another oil that I use every single day on baby is Balance. So if you're a grown-up and you use Balance, you're probably going to know why I suggest this one. It's really good at helping support the neurological system. It's a grounding oil, so for moms, it kind of helps us feel like we're not going crazy. And so for babies, it just makes them feel soothed. And so I really like to use Balance. I do it on the bottoms of the feet usually, or sometimes right here where that skin is really thin. And then another oil I use every day is lavender. Well, we all know lavender is for calming, right? Lavender also boosts the immune system. It's great for bug bites, itchy skin irritations, as well, which babies don't usually get those. It's not like they go play in the grass, but you just never know. It's also a mild pain reliever, so I love it for teething. What you can do is put it on the jawline, maybe under here. If it's those front teeth, you can put it right on the lips. If that's not working, take a little bit of dab. So I'm going to use my frankincense to show you. There's always some oils pooled in the top of the bottle. You could just kind of dab some of that on and then rub it right over that spot where the tooth is coming in. Try it on yourself. You'll notice it doesn't feel like it numbs, but you can definitely tell that it's there. It doesn't taste the greatest at first, but it goes away very, very quickly. And then frankincense is also my top 5 because of how good it is for cellular health. I feel like frankincense is, if you don't do anything else, frankincense alone is going to set your child off on a very good foot in life. It's good for cellular support, cellular health. It's good for brain as well. I mean, imagine all the things that little kids go through and their brains take forever to develop. If you could help them with that, I think we should. So definitely frankincense. And then the other one is Digest Zen. So Digest Zen is a great oil for gut health support. So when you use Digest Zen, you just put it on the belly. So you can get it in the touch blend and you can just roll it on the belly. And if you saw the video that I posted with the massage therapist, she shows you a technique that she uses, the I Love You, to help with those, the intestinal support. So you can use your Digest Zen for that. I was reading this fantastic article about how Digest Zen was, like if a baby got a drop of Digest Zen into their body every day, like what type of issues they would probably not have as adults. And it was really fascinating because the kinds of foods that we eat and the stuff that's in the environment all affects that part of our body. And then when our gut health is poor, then that means our brain health is struggling. It means that we're more prone to things like skin issues and allergies and all kinds of stuff. So, Digest Zen, definitely every day. Okay, so some other oils I like to have on hand. And so these are all of the oils I'm talking about that come in the Touch kit. You can buy these individually, but they also come in a really cool kit. So you get 9 oils in them. Those oils are lavender, frankincense, Digest Zen, Breathe, oregano, deep blue, On Guard, melaleuca, and peppermint. So let me talk about those. Breathe. That is an oil for respiratory support. And so when my kiddo, and we had a really bad season of sickness, it seems like we were struggling with our immune systems from like September until maybe March. So Breathe was used a lot, and so what I do with baby is I actually put the Breathe on the back of the neck and then I roll it up around the ears, and that was really helping. You can put it on the chest, but then put some clothes on so they don't accidentally touch it. And the Breathe that's pre-diluted isn't very strong, meaning it's not like it's going to be bad for them, but I don't want them to get it in their eyes. And you know how babies are, they grab it themselves and then they rub their eyes. So we just want to be mindful of that. The Breathe does offer a slight cooling sensation. So thank you, Susan. If you're in Canada, it's Easy Air instead of Breathe. The Breathe does offer a little bit of a cooling sensation. So if baby is struggling a little bit with feeling too hot, then Breathe would help with that. I'm not real keen on supporting the dropping down of fevers. But what's really cool about essential oils is they don't force a change that the body doesn't want to make. So if the body needs a fever, the body is going to use a fever. Sometimes the oils just bring that fever down or help the body adjust that fever to where it needs to be for optimal immune responses, okay? So oregano is what I like to use when an illness actually sets in, or when it's prolonged. So we actually did end up using oregano this time around because even though Samuel was well, he was not sick anymore. He still had the runny nose. He was still coughing at night, like when he would get up and everything had settled. So I finally just like, you know what? We're just going to start putting oregano on his feet. And I'd say within 2 days, all of that was just fine. So it really, really helped him. Oregano is a really strong oil, so we don't use that one every day. And I don't really use them when they're first sick, because I feel like lavender and frankincense and Breathe all really help. Digest Zen is also really supportive to all that stuff as well, because you can put Digest Zen on the chest or on the back of the neck, and that's going to help with the yucky face. Okay, so Brianna, you asked, with these top 5 that I used, you put them on the kiddos all at once or in different places. Okay, that is a really good question. Let me backtrack. Lavender, I typically just roll that one down the spine, maybe the neck, depending on where the situation is. Frankincense on the back of the neck where the brainstem is, I feel like that's the best spot for it for just regular preventative use. Citrus oils I like to put down the spine. They're very happy, very immune support. Balance, wherever the skin is thin, is where I put that one. Digest Zen on the belly. I would probably put oregano when I used it for Samuel. I put it on the bottoms of his feet. So like I said, that's only when you have an illness that's actually set in or it's been prolonged and you can't seem to get rid of it. Deep Blue. Now, a lot of people are really surprised that maybe I'm going to suggest Deep Blue for babies. Maybe not at first, but how many of you have babies that get banged up a lot because they're trying new things, doing new milestones? My son is walking now, and if he hits a wet spot on the floor, down on the floor he goes. So we're getting lots of bumps and bruises. I would say cruising is when that started for him, so he would get a little Deep Blue on the knot on his forehead, and it's already pre-diluted, and I just use a little bit, and that really helps. So yes, you can put Digestin on a 9-week-old, and you would just put it on their tummy, right around the belly button. So On Guard, this is a really good sanitizing oil. I clean my house with it, so if you have babies that are getting ready to crawl, this is definitely something you're going to want to add to your arsenal. It's a great oil to clean with. You can either add the oil to a spray bottle and clean your floors, your surfaces, or you can get the On Guard concentrate and add that to a spray bottle. You don't need much of it, and use that to surface spray your house. On Guard actually prevents, or I should say inhibits, the growth of certain bacteria that make us sick. And so it's a really good way to keep baby healthy. Keep the whole family healthy. And then also I use On Guard when, you know, the kids have been exposed to something. So every time we would leave the house, I take my kids to karate, or when I took them to open play at the gym, I used the hand sanitizer, which comes in this, and everybody would get this sprayed on their hands. I would spray it on my hands and then rub this on the baby's hands because, you know, he's touching everything and putting it in his mouth. So I really liked this. If you don't have that, you can just use the On Guard Touch Blend and just roll that on the hand and then rub it in. Just as good. Melaleuca. So I like to use this one with lavender for ear discomfort. I like to use this for skin issues as well. If you have a baby that's got some sort of skin expression like eczema or cradle cap, Melaleuca is very soothing. It's also a really good substitute for eucalyptus, so you can put that on the chest as well. One thing that I do for ear discomfort though is I use the lavender for discomfort, like the pain. I use Melaleuca to help with the drainage, and the citrus oils as well, and the orange. You can do that every hour if you want to, if baby is noticeably uncomfortable, and that would help. Now, if baby has eczema, that usually means there is a gut issue. Maybe one of those filtering organs aren't filtering correctly, and if that's the case, I want to talk offline with you because I have some suggestions. It's just too much detail for me to talk about now. And then peppermint is also one of the touch oils, but I don't use that one for baby, so that one is for you, mama or daddy, to help keep you alert for all those times that you have to get up in the night to take care of the baby. One thing that I am very careful about though, when I use oils on me, because I like to use lots of oils on me that are not diluted, I want to make sure that my hands don't have anything strong on them, and then me go and touch the baby on the face, okay? So just be mindful of that. If you use peppermint, you know, for a headache or something, just smell your fingers and make sure that you don't have something on them. If you do, grab that coconut oil, get some of that in your hand, get it diluted, and then go wash your hands, okay? That's a really good way to get it off. If you just go wash your hands with soap, that oil is still there, so it's still gonna possibly come in contact with the baby. Okay, I have no idea what time it is because my phone doesn't tell me. Can somebody give me a time? How long have I been going? Am I past 30 minutes? So what I would like to do now is take just a couple of minutes. Do I have anybody that has direct questions, specific things that you're dealing with baby that I didn't think about, that you want me to suggest an oil for? Because normally we think about teething. Okay, thank you, Brandy. I've got about 10 more minutes, okay? So normally we think about teething. We think about tummy issues, so you know, colic. We don't really know what the source of colic is, but we can assume it's an uncomfortable tummy. Digestin is great for that. Also, I noticed that Digestin is really good. How many of you have a baby that nurses and they fall asleep? 15 minutes they wake up because they didn't burp. Digestin is really good for that, so I like to roll that on before we nurse. And then baby sleeps and doesn't need to wake up because their tummy is full of gas from that. So just something to think about. Little Jennifer hack there. And then let's see, we have teething, we have gas, we have sleep. Okay, honestly, babies need to wake up a lot. They need to be fed a lot. They have very, very tiny little tummies. They have very fast metabolisms. So sleep is just something that, sorry mom, it's just not something you're going to get a lot of. They typically wake up every 2 hours wanting to nurse, and that's normal. Sometimes you're lucky and you get a 4-hour, 6-hour baby. But if baby is having a really hard time actually settling, they're really restless, they're really wiggly, digesting it on the belly could be one thing that would help, but also using your lavender, using your balance, your frankincense. 2 other oils I find really helpful is like Serenity, which is another blend. Even Copaiba, which is a new oil for us. I've actually been using that on Samuel on a regular basis. He's not a good sleeper though, but you know what? He slept all night last night. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Woke up at 7 o'clock this morning and realized I had nursed him once since I fell asleep. It was like 6 or 7 hours earlier. So if I'm in a good mood today, that is why. So anybody have any other thing that they're concerned about? We are actually going to be doing a really fun class. I think, Hannah, is it next week? You told me the date and now I can't remember it. But maybe you can comment on here and give that announcement. We're going to do a birth recovery class as like a part 2 to the baby shower, because moms need a little support too after having babies. So we're going to show you how to do that. And we will make a separate post for that so that you know what that's all about. So for now, one of the things that I want to share with you is we've already talked a little bit about the baby products. They've already been announced. What was that, yesterday? I wasn't expecting that, so I was really glad to see that they gave us that heads up. Okay, so Farah, if you don't have to dilute oils, what's a good way to dilute them for babies? I don't know if you caught it already. I talked about dilution earlier, how to dilute, why to dilute. We use the pre-diluted Touch Blend for baby. They're already user-friendly and they're diluted at the perfect ratio for each individual oil for the most effectiveness. So that's what I do. If I don't have an oil that's pre-diluted and I want to use it on baby, I might do like 1 drop of essential oil to 3 to 5 drops of fractionated coconut oil. If it's a super spicy oil, well, I probably wouldn't use it on baby anyway, so that's kind of a non-issue unless it's in the Touch Blend kit. So that's what I do. Okay, so the baby products are really cool. It's 3 items and they come in a kit. And it's the perfect item to give to a new mom, or honestly, I kind of want to use it for myself because I like the idea of a baby lotion. I'm sure it smells amazing. I haven't had a chance to look over the information sheets to see exactly what's in each item, but I did post them in the baby shower event, so that's there for you to look at. But you have a baby wash, baby soap, and I think I'm most excited about that because I'm going to use that on my older kids as well. And then there's a baby lotion, and there is a diaper rash cream, which I am loving that because Samuel is now a year old and he's finally interested in experimenting with other foods, and so he gets a little red in the diaper area every once in a while because he's trying new things. And his gut's still developing, so his body is still, it reacts differently to different foods. So it's been really interesting for him, so I'm excited about that. When you order that kit, the baby product kit, it's $34.50 if you have your own customer account. Now, if you're watching this and you do not have a customer account, you need to get with the person that invited you to this to get set up with that. If you don't want a customer account, those items are $46. So that price does go up when you pay retail. So definitely get a customer account. It'll save you a lot of money, but also we've got some really cool things that you're definitely going to want to have on hand for baby. And I'll be posting actually Hannah, no, you don't have all of it. I'll have to post the custom shopping album for you guys, but getting a customer account is super easy. You can do it one of 2 ways. You can pay a $35 membership fee and that gives you that discount for a full year. And then you can order on your own account whatever you want as far as oils for your family, for your baby. It also gives you access to some special continuing education. We always do what I like to call a wish list appointment or a wellness consult with our new customers so that they know what they're doing when they get their oils. We walk you through it one by one and help you figure out what oils you need to be using on everyone in your family. Very, very easy. And I typically respond to messages a little faster to my customers than I do my non-customers because I like to give them my attention a little bit more. Thank you, Justin, for that little testimony with the diaper rash. So yes, they work really fast. Essential oils are faster than anything I've ever experienced, so I really like them. So we're going to be posting that custom shopping account, or shopping album, sorry, so that you can take a look. The prices will be retail, so you can kind of see what they would be for wholesale. And so we'll be spending today and tomorrow helping get people set up on their customer accounts before those baby products sell out. So we can add that to your account as well for $34.50 if that's what you're interested in doing, and we would love to help you. So I am not the only person that you can work with that's doing this, but if you were invited by somebody, you definitely want to get with that person, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and end this video because I really wanted to keep it under 45 minutes, and I have a feeling I'm there. If you have questions, then go ahead and ask them. But Hannah, did you figure out who won the prize drawing? We have 3 people that we need to draw, because what we're going to do is you're going to get to win one of the items in the pack. So if you could comment for me and let me know, do you have 3 names picked out? You're welcome, Jesse. I'm glad you were able to join us. The sun is shifting a little, so it's starting to be more in my eyes. It's getting really warm here in Kansas. All right, Hannah may not be ready to give me those names. Oh, there we go. Okay, so wait, stop. You got one. Brianna, you're the first one. So we're gonna do, ooh, how am I gonna do this? Okay, so let's do Brianna, Jesse, and then another one. Okay, so the first item that we're going to give away is going to be the diaper cream. So Brianna, you get the diaper cream. And the next one is going to be the baby wash. I'm going to write this down. So Jesse, you get the baby wash. And the third person, who's your third person, will get the lotion. And Jesse, since you're so local to me, I'm actually going to bring that to you. And Kirsten, sorry. So Kirsten, you get the lotion. All right, so we are done. We have 3 winners. Brianna, you get the diaper cream. Jesse, you get the baby wash. And then Kirsten, you get the lotion. So 2 of you girls, I actually have to mail those to you. And I ordered it this morning. So those have to come to me, and I'll make sure I wrap it up really good so they come to you in one piece. And then Jesse, I will bring you yours. And that way I'd love to catch up with you as well. Hopefully, I think you still live in my area, so if not, then I may have to mail it to you. And if you are just now coming in late, it's okay, guys. The replay on this is going to be available until, okay, today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to leave it up till Monday at midnight. And then after that, I'm going to delete it, and it will be added to YouTube, and I will share the link in here. So if you have somebody that is not on Facebook, or maybe you want to just save this for later, you can just save the link and it will be available. If you are one of my customers, it's going to be added to my VIP page. So that will be available for you guys to have as well. I'm also going to share it on my like page. So if you haven't liked my page, Inspiring Wellness, or if you look up Jennifer Davis Inspiring Wellness, it'll be on there as well. Oh, perfect. Jesse, you're not that far from me, so I'll definitely bring it to you probably next week. All right, guys, have a great day. I've got children in the house. Hopefully they are still behaving, and if not, well, then I'll just have to put oils on myself. All right, have a great afternoon, everyone.